Leo, welcome to your 5-card movie star spread. As per usual, you can click on the description box below and it will talk about the significance of the spread as well as the placement of each card. So without further ado, here we go. So you were overwhelmed with responsibility, okay? Each one of these wands that this man picked up, be it out of necessity or out of passion, came with a responsibility. And eventually those responsibilities became so much that they were burdensome. There was something that needed to happen in order to release the stress. Something had to be delegated or changed or even dropped altogether in order for this person to keep managing. But you didn't do that. You pushed beyond this overburdened moment. And then something happened, because it came out in the inverse. Then something happened that made you lose something. See, you were trying to do it all and have it all, but you couldn't do it all or have it all. So what happened is the universe came in and made a choice for you. Something didn't work out. And the truth of the matter is, the thing that didn't work out wasn't really serving you in the first place. So you didn't want to drop one of these responsibilities. You didn't want to drop one of these passions, one of these ideas, one of these... What's the word I'm looking for? One of these burdens, if you will, because at first they were responsibilities, but they turned into... You didn't want to let anything go. You wanted to handle it all yourself, but you just couldn't, and something fell away. And when that thing fell away, you were like, oh, well, you know what? I didn't really need to fight for that anyway. I didn't need to carry that burden anyway. Maybe that wasn't as necessary as I thought it was. So there was a relief that came with the loss of that thing you didn't want to let go of, but ultimately wasn't serving you in the first place. I hope this is making sense. So there were some changes that came in. These changes came in very, very quickly once you recognized that you could put one of these things down, and you recognized that you had more time and energy to place on the other things that you were working with and dealing with. So very quickly when this happened and this relief came in, you were like, oh, and then I can do this, and then I can do this, and then I can do this. You immediately found a better way to handle what was on your plate once that thing was gone. However, once you started putting all your time and energy into something else, you felt like it just wasn't enough. And now you're toying with the idea of either starting something new to fill in that gap, or taking everything that you have and putting more into it. But you feel like you don't have the inspiration or the motivation to start something new right now. And if you sit in that energy for a little while, you'll find that eventually the resolve will come. Overthinking the situation isn't going to be what's helpful. But I want to say it's almost like, I don't want to say taking your hands off the steering wheel will get you to where you want to go. It's more like the chips are up in the air right now, because that's what this quick change is. All the chips are up in the air and you're still figuring out how things are going to work, but you have ideas and you're moving with them. If you just let the chips fall where they may, the inspiration will come of what it is you really want to do. Because if you keep trying to push the inspiration, you're only going to wind up with more conflict in your head. What you want is you want to let go of that inner conflict and find that aha moment. Okay? Don't force the aha moment. That's what the cards are saying here. Yep, so you have the Six of Pentacles in the inverse, and you have the Six of Cups in the upright. The six talk about stability, okay? And it also talks about some sort of forward movement. So you're letting go of something in the material world that did not give you reciprocity, but you're finding emotional fulfillment from it. And ultimately, that is going to lead to you changing the way you function. Your question, okay, so how do I put this? You wanted to handle everything yourself. You couldn't, so something kind of fell to the wayside. It was a relief, but that immediately wanted to have you make more changes moving forward, but you couldn't find the inspiration to really see where it is that you wanted to go. But if you don't get in your head and be conflicted about it, if you just sit and wait for that aha moment, it's going to help you change your value system, because the Two of Wands is about the planning stage. The twos are always about planning. And this person is looking at this little globe in his hand, and the whole world is out here, and he has to make a choice. Is he going to move backwards and do things the old way? Or is he going to decide what needs to change within his own world and move forward and bring that into fruition? So what's happening is you're getting an opportunity to adjust your value system and the way you operate according to your value system. So now is a good time, Leo, to be still and listen to what's within. I hope you found a message that serves your highest good, and I'll see you next week.